Hi guys, James here, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. In today's video guys, I am just going to be sitting down and doing a massive declutter of my palettes, which includes the highlighters, face palettes and eyeshadow palettes. I haven't been doing as much makeup as I used to, and there's a lot of makeup palettes that I'm just not using, and I know I'm not really going to use because I have purchased other palettes to replace those palettes. So I just thought, you know what, it's time to do a massive declutter. I'm not planning on buying any more palettes this year. If I do, I'll obviously let you know which ones I do buy because I'm going to do a review of those ones because I really want to add them to my collection. But other than that, I'm not just buying extra palettes to add to my collection just to have. It's just, I'm trying to save my money, especially since I have mostly been doing makeup live on my TikToks rather than here on YouTube. But I do want to get back into YouTube, doing tutorials and all that type of stuff. But I just thought, you know what, let's just sit down and go through everything and do a really harsh declutter. I'm planning on getting rid of at least 30 to 40 palettes. I think I have about 75, maybe 80 in my collection. So I want to at least try and get rid of half of my palettes. I'm pretty sure I can get rid of 30. So I'm going to get rid of all my palettes that I'm not using, ones that are expired, and there are also new ones that I just haven't got around to, and they're sitting there and I keep meaning to get around to, but you know what, it probably won't happen. So I'm going to give them to a good home. When I say I'm getting rid of my palettes, I'm not just throwing them all in the bin. There are a lot of ones that are very lightly used, maybe once or twice, if that, and there are also a lot of new ones. So I'm going to be giving them to family and friends. And then the ones that are actually expired, because some of my palettes are 3, 4, 5 years old, they just need to go in the bin. Like, I'm not passing them on to anybody because, I mean, they're well expired. Most of the palettes only have a 12-month expiry date on them, and 5 years is 5 times longer than they should have been kept. So I hope you enjoy this type of video. If you do, guys, please give it a thumbs up because that does help the algorithm and also my channel, and just makes me feel good because we all love to feel good. And also, if you do have any questions, please leave them down below because I'm more than happy to answer them. So guys, enough of me talking. Let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, I have some of my palettes in front of me. I do have more behind me, which are the bigger ones. But I probably have 50 palettes in front of me right now. You can't see them all on screen because I am filming from my phone and it's just limited screen space, but I will just pull each of the palettes that I show you and talk about them and tell you if I'm going to keep them. Like I said, I am trying to do quite a big declutter because a lot of these are just, they're not stuff that I'm using. There are brands that don't like me anymore and stuff like that. So we're just going to get rid of palettes that I know I won't be using. I also have my face palettes and some highlighter palettes as well, because this is going to be a palette declutter video, face, highlighter and eyeshadow. So let's get straight into it. So we have this one here from Glamlight. Now this is a brand that has blocked me on their TikToks or on their socials because I left a comment defending somebody and they didn't like it, so they thought they would just block me, and it was not the right way that the company should have handled their situation because they had some bad publicity, and I left a comment supporting that person who made a video about them, and they decided to block everybody. So yeah, anyway, this is a highlighter palette. This is the Cookies and Cream highlighter palette. I am going to keep this one just because I paid my money for it, and I do like this one. I kind of only like this shade. This is way too gold for me, but this is like an iridescent white highlighter, which is just really creamy and buttery, and this cost me quite a bit of money, so we're just going to keep that one. But this other one from Glamlight is one that I'm going to declutter. This is the Hershey's, what one is it? This is the Hershey's Kiss palette, but I don't know if this is the lava cake one. So they did 4 different palettes of the Hershey's collection. This is their first one. They did do another collection. I can never open this palette. It's so hard for me to open. Let me get my tweezers. Anyway, this is the pink one because I thought this was really pretty, and I got it. Well, actually, Bonnie and Tammy got it for me when it was on sale. Really pretty. But I'm going to declutter it because I haven't used it for a while, and it's just one that's sitting in my drawer. So we'll declutter that one. Do we have some other Glamlight ones? We do, but they're just buried. We have this Laura Lee blush palette. I really like this blush palette, but I haven't used it in a long time. So I'm going to declutter it because there are some other blush palettes that I have that I like. Plus, I'm really getting into cream blushes, so a powder blush like this is just one that I'm not really using. I'm not using this highlighter shade, too gold for me. The only shade I really use is this one, and this one, these 3. The rest I haven't really used, so there's just no point in keeping a palette that I haven't used in over a year. when I have other shades that I like. But it's a nice formula. It does blend out nicely, but it's just not one that I'm using. So we'll declutter that one as well. Like I said, I'm trying to be brutal in this declutter video. I'm going to declutter this one as well. I do like these blushes. Again, I only use these two and this one, or three of these. These highlighters are really, really pretty. They're like almost a pinky purple highlighter blush topper, but they are quite dry because this is quite an old palette, so we're going to declutter this one. It only cost me $10. It was half price at Priceline, so I don't feel like I'm losing much money. Speaking of Priceline, I bought this one from Priceline. It is the Makeup Revolution, and oh god, I bought this not long ago thinking this is going to be really pretty. Like, this is so pretty. Iridescent like shimmer shades. There wasn't a tester, so I just had to buy it. It was sealed in store, so I didn't actually test these, but I was really disappointed. Like, these are not even like eyeshadow toppers. They're barely there, and I do like that. It's barely there, you know. It's, yeah, I expected more, so I'm not going to be using this one. I'm decluttering that one. It cost me $10 as well. It was on clearance, so I don't feel too bad about it, but yeah, I wish I could have tested it in store because I knew I wouldn't have bought it. This one here is an Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild highlighter palette. I got this from Bonnie and Tammy almost 3 years ago now. I still like it. It's pretty. Like, that is so pretty. I'm going to keep that one because I do like that palette. Put that there. I'm trying to keep the declutter ones and ones I'm keeping separate. Now we have this blush palette or face palette from the Kind Collective. I did just move this out of my everyday makeup drawer. I do like this blush and this bronzer, but I don't use any of the eyeshadow shades or the highlighter. So what I think I might do is I might just declutter it because I don't see myself using it. These two shades are okay, but they're just okay. They're not something I would reach for over something else. So we're decluttering that one. I might actually just give that away and see if my sister likes it, because she likes these type of shades and she does like these type of eyeshadow shades. I haven't used them, and this palette is probably maybe 6-8 weeks old, and I've used it 3 or 4 times, so we may as well try and save that and give it away. Oh, we have a Hershey's palette. Oh, and we have another one. This is from Glamlight. This is their second go round of the Hershey's collaboration. This palette I haven't even used. I have not even used it. I've swatched some of the shades. Like, I swatched them, but I haven't even used it. I keep meaning to get around to it, but I'm going to declutter it because, again, this brand kind of just blocked me on all their socials. So why am I going to promote a brand that doesn't like me? So we're going to declutter this one. Give that to my sister, at least. Oh, let her see it. Sorry, something fell in the background. We have this one here. Now, this is the Cookies and Cream. I'm going to keep this one because the color story is stunning. This shade in particular is beautiful, and yeah, I like this palette over the other one, and I definitely will get my money out of it. I've used this probably 5 or 6, 7 different times. The mattes blend out really nicely. The shimmers are stunning. So we're going to keep this one, but the other Glamlight shades I'm not going to be using. And I can't even mention what I'm using. Like, I can't tag their brand in looks on Instagram and stuff because, again, they blocked me. So there's no point in like trying to show you what palette I'm going to use or something. I'm just going to use that in TikTok lives and not in makeup tutorials. We have this one here from Australis. We actually have a couple. Now, these actually let me down quite a lot. I initially bought this one because the other two were out of stock. I bought this for $21. I actually did a review on this palette. I really like the formula of this palette. This is the Heat Wave one. It's not my favorite color story wise, but I did like the formula. You do need glitter glue with these shimmers, but then I bought these two and I thought, okay, these are ones I'm definitely going to fall in love with because I love green color stories. Beautiful. Haven't used that one. This one I did try to do a tutorial with. This palette was such a big letdown for me. I don't know what the formula is different with the Heat Wave and this one. Like, it looked pigmented, but when you try to put it on the eyes, it's just all patchy. It's not the best. Like, this shade is my favorite shade out of it. Again, quite patchy. Like, I'm really having to put a lot on. And it's a foil shimmer. It doesn't last on the eyes. It looks pretty. And I'm putting a lot of pressure on that to do that swatch, but when you actually apply it in the eyes, you can't put that pressure on your eyelid because you'll just poke your hole through your eyelid or your eyeball. So yeah, it hurts a lot to try and get that much pigment onto your eyelid, even with a glitter glue. It's disappointing. So I'm going to declutter this one. This one, I don't know what I'm going to do with. Like, I really want to play with it. It's brand new, but I don't want to like use it once and not fall in love with it. So we'll think about that one. I might try and use it in a video and we'll try again. This one I'm going to keep. This one I'm decluttering. This one we are going to keep and we're going to try and do a video with. But the blue one's definitely a no-go. Put that there. The blue one can go over there. Then we have some ColourPop ones. We may as well get rid of all my ColourPop ones. Or not get rid of, but go through. We have a lot of ColourPop. This one here, Moonchild. Love this one. I can never open these. I've had this one a few times. I love this one. I'm going to keep it. Blue is one of my favorite colors to work with. And this shade here, Lumi, whatever it is, it's a beautiful like iridescent blue. Very, very pretty on an eyelid. Also an inner corner highlighter, even a cheek highlight. Beautiful. Going to keep that one. This is probably my third one of these palettes. This one here, Cloud on Blue, is a nice soft pastel blue. Again, I'm going to keep because I love blues. Oh my God. Come on, there we go. This is like a softer version of the other palette. So I mix and match both of these two palettes when I want to like blend out a lighter shade with a darker shade. So keep that one. This one here, I think I have not used, but I'm going to keep because green's my favorite color. Eyeshadow wise, Mary Jane shade. Stunning, stunning. Oh, that feels a bit dry, but look at that. Like, that is so pretty. I mean, so pretty. Beautiful. Going to keep that one. Aha Honey, this is my only yellow palette. I think I'll keep that one. I've used it a couple of times. I'll keep it because I don't really have a yellow. And then this one is like the pastel version of the dark green shade. So we've got like a light green and a dark green, these two. And then we've got a dark blue and a light blue. So I mix and match these four palettes quite a lot. So we are going to keep all of these. 9 pan 1, so that's 5 we're keeping. We have this ColourPop one. This is one I haven't used. I like it. I got it in mystery box. I love these orange or greeny, like olive tones. But I'm going to keep these ones that are green for ColourPop and declutter this one. Not used, I'll give it away. When I say declutter, I'm not throwing these all away. I'm going to pass them on to friends and stuff like that and give them the option of trying them. If not, I will give them to somebody else. They are brand new. So the ones that are brand new, I will be giving away. The ones that are expired and stuff like that and heavily used, I'm going to throw away. Now we have this other one from ColourPop. This is really pretty. I bought the whole collection of this. So there were 2 palettes. I think I decluttered that one. But these, like this area, I got fingers, swatches all over. Let me do my thumb. This is, oh my God, look at that. Stunning. Like, I will keep this palette just for that one shade because it's a beautiful highlighter in a corner moment, and we're just going to keep that palette because of the iridescence shades in that. Oh, we got this purple one from ColourPop. This is brand new. Haven't played with it. I love purple, but I feel like I can give this away to somebody because I have lots of other purple shades. So we'll give that one away, brand new. We have this kimchi one. This is pretty. Love a green moment. And that shade there is very similar to the Mary Jane shade. I don't know if you can see that. Let me swatch both of them. Sorry, I'm running out of fingers. This one. It's kind of similar. No, the ColourPop one is more prettier. Similar shade, but I think the ColourPop one has a better payoff. But we're going to keep that one because it's pretty. What else do we have? We have this Made by Mitchell one. This is a cream like color palette that you're like meant to warm up and then you apply in your eyes. I haven't played with this one. I have to do a video trying this because I wanted to try it for a long time. I bought it and I just haven't got around to it. So we'll keep that one brand new. And I'm just interested to see how that works formula wise. Let me move some of these so we've got some more like space. I don't want to just have this open little gap here. Next one we have is Mega Max. I like this one. I've used it quite a lot. This was $15, like an olivey green palette. It kind of reminds me of the small ColourPop one that I just decluttered. We're going to declutter that one as well, just because I have all these shades in another palette. But I do like the formula of this, and it's quite affordable. Great for traveling. You get a lot of product. You get a lot of product for the money. So it's a good palette. We'll declutter that one though. There. We have this one here. This is by P. Louise. I did a YouTube review of this palette a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I like the color story, like the vibrant colors. They don't really work in my eyes, but I do like the shimmers and the actual formula. So we're going to keep it because it's not that old and I want to play with that one a bit more. Juvia's Place, we have a ton of big Juvia's Place ones. I'm going to keep this one because of the shimmers and these like aqua turquoise shade. Keep that one. I like that palette. This one here is an Ultimate NYX palette. Now, I bought this one. Cost me $45. I don't think people realize how expensive NYX is in Australia. Like, this is a $45 palette, which is quite a lot for a drugstore palette. It does have 20 shades in it. No, 16 shades in it. It's pretty, but I only really use these shimmers. It's okay. Like, it's an okay palette. It's pretty. The shimmers do give a good payoff, but I have a lot of purple shimmers that I reach for more than this one, so we declutter that one. And I have a lot of rainbow palettes, so get rid of that one. We have a Morphe palette. I really like this one, and I was very surprised about how I liked this palette. The formula blends out really nicely, and the shimmers do give a nice payoff. But with the shimmers, I prefer to use a glitter glue because they're subtle. They're not like a foiled shimmer. They're just subtle. So to get maximum payoff, you need like a glitter glue. Like, that's without a primer or a glitter glue. So we need a glitter glue for that one. We will declutter that one because I haven't used it in a while. But the mattes blend out really nicely, which I was very surprised about. We have this Italian Spritz one. I'm not going to swatch this one. I like this palette. I did a review on it. Didn't get very many views, but that's okay. It still smells nice. Really pretty color story. But I'm going to give that away because I just can't see myself using it. The mattes blend okay. The shimmers were a bit of a letdown, but I like the packaging. I know, I like the color story. That's why I got it. And it was a bit of a letdown, but it's okay. We live and learn. Next, we have this one here from Revlon. Now, I think this is still sealed. I haven't even opened this one because I bought this one to do a YouTube video trying this palette out. Because, like, how good is Makeup Revolution? Like, I love their foundations, but I have not used, like, eyeshadow palette in a while, and I don't like I apply my shimmers with a finger. I'm not going to be able to get that without touching the other shades with my fingers because they're quite thick, but we're definitely going to do a colorful look with this palette because I really do want to test out the formula, so we'll keep that one. It's just been sitting in my drawer for a while. I haven't got around to it. And next we have this one here from Melt. I love the packaging. Like, it's a matte cardboard. Nice. I got this in my mystery box. Haven't played with it. Have done some swatches. I do want to keep this one because I love the color story and I do actually want to play with it on my eyes. I do like these shimmers. They are really pretty. And these goldy tones are nice as well. So we'll keep that one. We have my friend's collaboration, Erica Beauty. This is a collaboration from, I think, 3 Christmases ago. I'm going to let this one go because I haven't used it in a while. I do like these matte shades, and the glitter formula is nice. The green one is the one I've used the most, but it's just almost 4 years old, I think. So we're going to declutter that one, but it's a pretty palette, and I was very happy with my friend, or for my friend, when she got the collaboration. Next, we have this one here from W7. This is a bronzer, highlighter, and blush moment palette. This is a dupe for Benefit. I really like this palette. But again, I've not used this in a while, and I do have all these shades in different palettes. And also, like I said, I am getting into a lot of cream products, so I mostly use only cream bronzers and blushes now. And I like the highlighter, but I've got a lot of highlighters similar to this, so we're going to declutter it. It's over 1.5 years, 2 years old, so declutter that one. Oh, now the ColourPop palette, Limoncello. I haven't even played with this one. Not even played with this one, but I do want to play with it because it's pretty. I like the color story. We're going to keep that one for now. This is my only Dose of Colors palette. This is the Trevor X Dose of Colors Eternal Love. I did play with this on camera, YouTube video. Not very many views, but again, I like this palette and I'm going to keep this one. I love these shimmers and the mattes blend out really nicely. Really going to keep this one. Love that one. We are going to declutter my Lunar Beauty Outer Dimension face palette because I have a lot of other palettes I'm using over this one. And I only used these two shades mostly, and a couple of these lighter shades, but mostly these two. So there's just a lot of space that is not being used, and this is over 2 years old. So we'll declutter it. I do like the formula, but like I said, haven't used it in a long time, so we'll declutter it, and it's only two shades I use. So declutter that one. This one here is the Dragon Fruit palette. Now, this is from Kaleidos Cosmetics, I don't know, but it's the Dragon Fruit palette. Now, this is my original, the shades in this palette are the original shades when it first launched, but a lot of their packaging broke, so they actually sent out the cardboard packaging, and I could take the shades out of the old one and put it back in this palette. So I'm going to keep this palette. I really love the shimmers from this formula, or this brand. There's a lot of different shimmer formulas in this palette. So we've got foil, we've got more satin shades, we've got this, like, this is so pretty. You do need quite a bit of glitter glue, because sometimes these are quite, what do you call it, like flaky, but oh, stunning. The green, this green here, again, like stunning. This is a 3-year-old shimmer, and the fact that it still has that pigment is amazing. I'm going to keep that one. Cost me an arm and leg too, so we'll keep that one. Juvia's Plus. Keeping this one just because I love these royal purples. Yeah, I like that one. Then we have the pink one, the Sweet Pinks by Juvia's. We're going to declutter this one. Haven't used it in a while. I only really kept it for this, pink shimmer, but it's starting to dry out a bit. I mean, that swatched nicely, but it's not swatching like it used to. So we're going to declutter that one. Keep the purple one. Next we have this Ofra face palette. I'm trying to open it. I like it. As you can see, I've hit the pan on bronzers. This was the bronzer that got me into shimmery bronzers. So I'm going to keep this palette because I love these two shades, and then this highlighter. I don't use these three because they're too dark, but these three are really nice. So we're going to try and get this completely finished. I like this one. Now we have, this is an empty palette with just like loose shimmers. I'm going to keep this palette because of the shimmers are nice. We're going to keep it. I don't know where all these shimmers are from, so I can't like credit the brand or the name. I don't think they have. Oh, it does have, this one does have the brand, doesn't have the name on it. But yeah, some of these are really nice. We're going to keep these. We have another Juvia's Place palette. I'm going to declutter this one because I do have a full Beauty Bay palette that has all these shades in it. It is like the grey smoky tone palette. So we're going to declutter this one now that I have the other one. So I like it, but it's 3-4 years old. We'll declutter that one. Next we have this Morphe one. This is the Morphe X Meredith Duckberry collaboration. So this is, I bought both palettes. This is like their highlighter palette moment. And then these neutral eyeshadow shades. This is more like the travel size palette. I like this one. I like the highlighter shimmers. Really, I mean, that's swatched over everything else, but you can see the shade. It's really pretty. And this one here is like a goldy white. Okay, that's probably too deep for me, but I'm going to, no, you know what? I'm going to give this to my sister. I'm pretty sure she'll like this. So I'll give that to her because I like colors over neutrals. We have this Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I like this palette, but I'm going to give this to a friend who I know will use this a lot more than I will. It's pretty, very pretty. Keep that one for her. Haunted palette. This is the Gourmand Girls Haunted palette. Their Halloween palette from last year. So pretty. Like these green shimmers and the purple shimmers. Stunning. I'm not going to swatch them just because I'll swatch this one. I mean, look at that reflect. I'm trying not to get the mirror into the screen, but that is so pretty. Running out of room here. Oh, like this is more of a eyeshadow topper, but stunning. We're going to keep that one. We have this one here from, what is it? Element Cosmetics. I'm going to keep this one. This shade here is beyond description. I don't know if the camera's focusing, but it is beautiful, like stunning. Really, really pretty. I love that one. So we're going to keep this palette. And then next we have this Kaleidos Flower Punk palette. Really, really pretty. But I feel like it's time to let this go. I only really kept it for these two shimmers, but it's an old palette. and I just feel like it's time to let it go. I've got all these greens in different palettes. I've got these lighter greens and aqua shades in other palettes, and I don't really use these two shades. So it is time to say goodbye. This is like 4 years old. I think it's at least 4 years old. We're going to declutter. Time to say goodbye to that one. We have my only Charlotte Tilbury palette. It cost me $115, $120. It's a pretty palette. I like it. But I don't see myself using this one. So I'll see if my sister wants it. If not, I'll declutter it. It's over 2 years old. We have this Melt Cosmetics Christmas palette. This is from last year. And this is a beautiful palette. Like, first of all, the packaging and the artwork, stunning. But this purple on the eyes, it's not giving what it's really giving in person. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm running out of room, but it is so pretty. It has like tiny like little micro shimmer reflexes in it. Love this palette and love the greens. And then these shades up here I'm not really using, but these ones down here I'm loving. And I actually only bought it like 3 months ago because I got it on sale. So keep that one. We have, what do we have now? We have this one, Colourpop. Again, this is brand new. I'm going to declutter that one. And by declutter, I'm going to give it to somebody because it's just one that I'm not going to use. I do like brighter blues than these like more muted shades. So we'll declutter that one. Give that to somebody else. We have some Juvia's Place ones. We're going to keep this one because I like these earthy tones, but then these pops of colors are staying. This shimmer is beyond words. Oh, that is really dry though. Oh no, it's swatched okay, but it's not swatching what it used to. You know what? I feel like because of that swatch, it's time to let it go. It's not swatching like it used to, and it's so dry when I try to get any pigment on my finger. So we'll declutter that one. The next we have this one. I bought all of these as a bundle. I love these earthy tones. I'm only really keeping it for this shimmer. So let's swatch that to see if it's still dry. Oh, that is quite dry. But, oh, that's swatched better than the other one. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. We're going to keep that one. We'll keep that one. That's pretty. And declutter the other one. And then we have, sorry, I'm just trying to clean my fingers off for more swatches. Then we have these Juvia's Place ones. We're going to declutter it. I was only keeping this for like special effects makeup because the pans are so big. I can fit like a actual full-size brush in it to do if I'm doing my full face with color. But this one, it's old. We'll declutter that one. And then I think we'll declutter this one as well. Yeah, we're going to declutter it. Actually, this red is really good for like bruising red effects, which I've done before in special effects makeup looks. I will put a photo up of the zombie one that I did a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And I did use this red for that. I might keep it for that one. But the other one I'll declutter. And then out of the initial pile, we have these 3 left. I have more palettes I'll put on camera in a second, but let's talk about this one. This one is the Raw Beauty Colourpop collaboration. 3 years old at least, and I haven't used it in a long time. I just kept it because I love the mushroom packaging and I love Raw Beauty Christie, but I haven't used it. And there's no point in keeping something I'm not using. So we're decluttering that one. That aside, over, where's my declutter pile? Over there. Okay, declutter that one. We are going to declutter this one. This is the Kind Collective face palette, concealer, color correcting, and like, yeah, contouring palette. So I struggle to get that out. These 2 pans, I mean, to use a brush to get that product out, you can't not mix the other shades together because the pans are so big. This is a cream bronzer contour. This is the brush I use, and it's too big to get into one pan. So there's just no point. I'm mixing all the colors up. I had to use both of the shades to do the contour, and I don't like that. I mean, this concealer is okay. The color correctors I'm not going to use. I'm just going to declutter it. I tried it. It didn't work for me. We'll declutter it. Formulas, it's not my thing. Lastly, we have the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. This is a beautiful color story. I don't know why I bought it. I've only used it once. I don't know why I bought it. It cost me $200. It was a waste of money. I'm going to give this to a friend who I know will love it and use it more because she loves colors, but she also loves neutral tones. So we may as well just pass this on to somebody who's actually going to use it. It's a beautiful color story and I love the packaging, but it's not one that I'm going to be using anytime soon. So it may as well go to a good home. All right, guys, so those are all the palettes that I had in front of me. Let me just get my bigger palettes and then we can continue this video. All right, guys, so these are all my bigger palettes that I have in the background in my YouTube videos. So these are the ones that I love, and I don't think I've decluttered very many, if any, from these palettes here, but we're going to go through them anyway and just give my final review on these before I show you all the palettes I've actually ended up decluttering at the end of this video. All right, so the first one is the Unscented Rated M Center of Attention palette. This is a big rainbow palette with glitter as well. Very big, trying to get it all on camera. Love the formula of these. It has the neutral shades that I don't really play with. Then it has these color palettes. I do like this palette, but I wish it had a few more colors. Like I wish it had a couple more purples. Like we've only really got this purple. This is more of a eggplant purple. We only have one dark and then one slight blue. I wish it had some iridescent like shimmers, like pinks and purples and blues. It's an okay palette. The formula is really, really good, but over the choice of a rainbow palette over this one, I go for the Blend Bunny ones because it has more color choices. Like, for instance, this is the original Blend Bunny palette. Like, this is what I want. I want more varieties of greens and different shades of purples, pinks, and blues, you know, and it does have the neutrals as well. But as you can see, this but as you can see, this is a palette that I have reached for a lot more than, say, this one, because you can see the color, the difference of the pans that I've used and not used. I've hit pan on this one. I haven't hit pan on any of these. This is my all matte palette that I reach for when nothing else works. This is the palette that I know will work for me, and I've used it multiple times. I will buy another one of this one. I don't know if I'll rebuy this one, but I'm going to keep both because I do like both, so we'll keep those. This one here we have is from Odin's Eye. I really, really like the color story, but this is 2 years old, so I'm going to declutter it. It's just not one that I reach for a lot, but I do like this one and it's pretty, but we'll declutter that one. Packaging is stunning on that palette though. Next we have With Love Cosmetics. Now they've actually just announced that they are doing something different, so they actually put all their glitter shades on sale. I'm going to keep this one. I don't use glitter that often, but it's nice to have when I need glitter to do a creative look or something. Or if I feel like glitter, I'm going to reach for this one because I really do like the formula of their glitters. But it's going to be interesting to see what they're actually going to be launching, because they put all their glitters on sale because they said they are going a different direction and there's something exciting coming. So keep an eye out for that. But I will be keeping this one for now. All right. Next we have my Lunar Beauty palettes. Now this is the Moon Spell Volume 2. This is the palette. I kind of gone off Lunar Beauty. It's not my favorite brand right now. Some of their launches I haven't purchased. I think the last 3 or 4 launches I haven't purchased anything from. And this palette is quite dirty, but also it's very old. So we're just going to declutter that one. I like the color story, but I don't reach for it, so we'll declutter that one. Oh. This one here by Lunar Beauty though, I'm going to keep because I really like the color story of this, like the darker shades, and yeah, it's one that I'm going to keep, so we'll keep that one. But we'll declutter the other one. Next we have this Nomad Cosmetics Whistler Snow Lodge palette. It's a really pretty palette and I've done multiple looks with this palette. I really like it. I only really play with these like blue tones. The other shades I haven't really played with, but I do think I'm going to declutter this one because it's just one that I'm not using at all and I haven't used for a while. So it's 3 years old. We're going to declutter it. We have this one here from Glaminatrix Cosmetics, an Australian brand. I love this palette. It is my like pastel, shimmery and matte palette. I really like it. It's the only palette I have from this brand. I really like the brand as a whole. They have got a lot better shipping wise because they had a lot of problems with shipping. A lot of people waiting for ages. It's a really pretty palette. I did a review with this palette and I just really like the shimmers and the color story of this one. So we'll keep this one, and this is a brand I will buy from definitely again. So that's a good one. We have my Blend Bunny Cosmetics Primal palette. Now this is not available anymore. They did declutter or discontinue this one, sorry, from their brand to make room for other collaborations and other palettes in the future. So I'm going to keep this one because I love these pastel shades on the top. These shimmers are good as well, but it's another rainbow palette that I really like, and the formula is amazing. So we'll keep that one and get all the life out of that one as much as I can before I have to declutter it. The next one we have is from Beauty Bay. This is the Earthly palette. Love this palette. This green palette moment is stunning. The shimmers, I would use a glitter glue always because they're like a foiled shimmer formula, but I really like it. And then the mattes blend out nicely, so we'll keep that one. Next we have this Michaela one from Glamla. I do like this palette and this formula, but it is an old palette and I think it's time to let it go. I don't even use these two top rows because they're all just neutrals. I only use these ones, but I do have these colors in a lot of other palettes, so we'll declutter that one. We have, oh, this one here, Colourpop. It's a mood. This is my only big Colourpop palette, and I actually really like this one. I got this from my Colourpop mystery box a couple mystery boxes ago. I do like it, and I'm going to keep it. I do like the shimmer. I don't use the glitter formula out of this palette, but I like the shimmers and the matte, so we'll keep that one. That's a nice palette. All right, next we have this Morphe one. This is the 35Y Aura Escape palette. It's a really pretty palette. It's a pretty palette. I only use mainly these colorful shades. I don't like these ones up here, but these like blues and purples and pinks, I do like this one. We'll keep that one. We have Meredith X Duckberry palette, the big one. I did show you the smaller version. This is a pretty palette. I was very let down by this palette though when I played with it. These pinks and these greens are pretty, and the blues. None of this area I'm going to be using. But I don't think I'm going to keep this one because I've got my Blend Bunny palettes and the formula's a lot better out of those than this one. So one I'm decluttering. Two more palettes, guys. We have the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. This is the only other Natasha Denona palette I own. And this one I'm keeping. And I even kept the box. That's how much I love the packaging. This is what the palette looks like. Really, really, really pretty. I really love this palette. I do like brighter greens normally, but this is just a really pretty, like, neutral olivey green palette, and the foiled shimmers in this are outstanding, so we'll keep that one. I'll put it back in its box before I get any swatch marks on the actual packaging of the palette. This is all matte, the packaging, so it gets very dirty very quickly. That's why I keep all the shades, or at least this palette, in the box. And then very last, we have this one from Beauty Bay. This is the Smoky Smoke palette, the really big one. This is the one I decluttered my Juvia's Place 4-quad palette over, because this palette has everything I ever need in a smoky grey toned eyeshadow palette. Cost me, actually I got this one for free, sorry. I got this for free using my Beauty Bay Tri Points when I bought some Made by Mitchell stuff. So this was a free palette. I think it's normally like $35, which is not that expensive for the amount of shades you get. You get 42 shades out of this palette, I think. And yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful color story. The shimmers are out of this world. Let me swatch this one. It's like a gunmetal bluish gray. I mean, look at the pigment on that. It's so pretty pigmented. With these shimmers out of this palette, you don't need a glitter glue. Obviously you can, but I mean, you can see the pigment of that. It's stunning. I really love this palette. So this is probably my favorite palette in my collection right now because I just love the color story. So that is definitely one I'm going to be keeping. Let me quickly just go off camera and put all the palettes I'm decluttering in front of me, and then we can count them up. I don't know how many I actually had to start off with, but we'll see how many I'm actually decluttering. Let me just do that. 1 second. All right, guys, these are all the palettes I'm decluttering. I don't even think you can see how many. Like, I've got over 35 palettes I am decluttering. I'm trying to show you everything that I can see in front of me. But yeah, we've got over 35 palettes I'm decluttering, which I'm actually very, very happy about. That is probably over half of my collection. So a lot of these are going to friends and family, and yeah, I'm not throwing all of these away because a lot of these are brand new, very lightly used, still good. But then there's a lot that are over 3 or 4 years old that need to just go. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you've tried any of these palettes. Let me know in the comments how you found them, and also let me know if you've tried any of these brands as well and how you found them. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you can, please leave a comment down below, because that really does help me out, the algorithm, and just makes me feel loved. And with that, guys, I'm going to love and leave you, and I will talk to you in the future. All my love. Bye.